Namaskar. Today we are dealing with the second chapter of Democratic Politics 2 textbook in Political Science for class 10, that is federalism. So let's start federalism. Uh, First, we should know what is federalism. So here you can see here in this slide, federalism is a system of government in which power is divided between a central authority and various constituent units of the country. That means federalism is a system where the power is divided between the center level of government and the state level of the government. We can take the example of India. So when we talk about federalism, the federalism is often contrasted or compared with unitary form of government. So here in this slide, we are going to see what are the difference between the federal form of government and unitary form of government. As it is already mentioned, in a federal form of government, the government shares its power with the various constituent units of the country. For example, in India, power is divided between the government at the center and the various state governments. So as compared to it, in unitary form of government, all the power is exercised by only one government. That means the power is totally centralized by the national government. For example, in Sri Lanka, the national government has all its powers. So all the affairs of the country looked after by only one level of government in unitary form of government. So these are the difference between federal form of government and unitary form of government. So here we can see what are the features of federalism. So in federalism, we have two or more levels of government, that is central, state, or sometimes the local government also. Each level has its own power or jurisdiction. So each levels of government, that is central, state, or local self-government, it has its own power or jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is specified by the constitution, and there is constitutional guarantee of authority. Constitutional provision can be changed only with the consent of both levels of government. So the constitutional provisions, that means the power given to the central government or the state government or the local government by the constitution, can be changed only with the consent, that means the approval of the both level of government, that is central and state government. Court interprets the constitution and power of different levels of government. Supreme Court is the umpire if dispute arise with different levels of government. So if there will be any kind of dispute between the central and the state government and power sharing, that time the Supreme Court will settle all these kinds of dispute. Sources of revenue are clearly specified. So in federalism, the sources of revenue for central as well as state level of governments are clearly specified. So here in next slide, we are going to discuss about the types of federation. Especially basically in world, there are two types of federation, that is coming together federation and holding together federation. So coming together federation is when independent state come together on their own will to form bigger unit. So when independent state come together on their own will to form bigger unit, that is called coming together federation. And when a large country like India decide to divide its power between the different states, that is called holding together federation. So here in the next slide we can see it in detail, the difference between coming together federation and holding together federation. So as I already told you, in coming together federation, independent states coming together on their own to form bigger unit. It increases security by pooling sovereignty, retaining identity. All constituent states have equal power. So the states which come together to form big unions have equal power. The example of coming together federation are USA, Switzerland, and Australia. So as compared to it, in holding together federation, large countries decide to divide power between the constitutional units and center, like in India. Central is more powerful as compared to the states, like in India, central is more powerful than states. Constituent units of federation have unequal power. In India, the constitutional units, that means states and union territories, they exercise different levels of power, they have unequal powers. So the example of holding together federations are India, Spain, and Belgium. So these are the difference between coming together federation and holding together federation. So now the question arises here is, what has made India a federal country? So when we were discussing all the features of federalism, there only we knew that what makes India a federal country. But again, here we are going to discuss it. What has made India a federal country? So in India, Constitution has declared India as a union of states. So the Constitution of India has declared India as a union of state, the first region. The second region, there are three-tier federalism. That means there are three levels of government in India: the union government, that is central government, state government, and panchayati government or local self-government. Threefold distribution of legislative power under union list, state list, and concurrent list. The power has been divided between union list, state list, and concurrent list. This is the another region. All states in Indian Union do not have identical powers. Now this one is very important. So in India, all the states do not have identical power. Some states enjoy a special status. For example, Sikkim, we can take the example of Sikkim. So Indians who are not permanent resident of this state of Sikkim cannot buy land or house here. So similarly, like Sikkim, special provision exists for some other states of India as well. Changes in power sharing has to be passed by two-thirds majority of the parliament. And in case of any dispute regarding division of power, so in India, in case of any dispute regarding division of power between central and state, the apex court, the court will take the final decision or court will settle the disputes. So because of all these six regions, we can say that India is a federal country. So in the third point here, we were discussing about the threefold distribution of legislative power under union list, state list, and concurrent list. So here in the next slides, we are going to deal it in detail. What is union list, what is state list, and what is concurrent list, and what are the subjects under this union, state, and concurrent list. So first of all, union list has a subjects of national importance. So in union list, the subjects of national importance are under union list, and here union alone can make a laws. That means the central government alone can make a laws on the subjects which falls under union list. Defense, banking, currency, foreign affairs, and communications. These are the subjects which comes under union list. So the second one is state list. So it has a subject of local and state importance, and in all these kind of subjects which falls under state lists, state government alone can make a laws. Police, trade, commerce, agriculture, and irrigation, these subjects comes under state list. So the last one is concurrent list. Concurrent list has subjects of common interest both of center and states. So both the center and state can frame a laws on the subjects which falls under concurrent list. So there are few subjects like education, forest, trade, union, marriage, adoption, and succession. So these are the subjects which falls under concurrent list, and in these subjects both the center and the state can frame laws. So now the question arises here is, what about the subject now that do not fall in any of these three lists? Maybe there are some subjects which do not fall under any of these three lists, or for example subject like computer software that came up after the constitution was made. So according to our constitution, the union government has the power to legislate on this residuary subject. So the subjects which do not fall under these three lists, the union government has a power to make laws on this kind of subject, and that is called the residuary power. Now the next topic here we are going to deal is linguistic state. So what is linguistic state? It means the formation of a state on the basis of language, so that administration will be more easier. In India, we have a state, we have a lot of state divided on the basis of language. So many after independence, what happened here is many new states have been formed, boundaries have been changed, people of common language have brought together, states created on the basis of culture, ethnicity, and geography has made the country united and administration made easy. So this kind of states are Nagaland, Uttarakhand, and Jharkhand. So the next here we are going to deal is what are the language policy of India. This one is very important. So no language has been given the status of national language. People may get often confused that people used to think that Hindi is the national language of India, but as per the Constitution of India, no language has been given the status of national language. Central government can't impose Hindi on non-Hindi speaking state, mostly in southern and northeastern states of India. Southern and northeastern states are non-Hindi speaking states of India. So the central government can't impose Hindi on these states. As per the Constitution of India, there are 22 languages which has been recognized as scheduled language. Central agrees to use English along with Hindi. So for all these non-Hindi speaking states, Central agrees to use English along with Hindi as official language. So by this, we can say that India has shown its flexibility on language policy. Now the next subtopic here is the decentralization. What is decentralization? When the power is taken from central and state government and given to local governments. In India, it is there. So when the power is taken away from central and state government and given to local government, this is process is called decentralization. Now, what are the reasons for decentralization? Why decentralization of power is important? So the first reason is vastness of Indian states. Indian states is big in areas as well as in population. That's why the decentralization of power is needed. The second one is internally diverse. The states in India are internally diverse. Different type of religion, culture, language are found here. That's why if the power are given to local bodies, they can implement it in the ground level by taking care of the sentiment of different social groups. That's why the decentralization of power is very important. And the third one is need for power sharing, which we have already discussed in the first chapter. So these are the regions of decentralization of power in India. So here you can see the flow chart of how local government works in urban level, that's towns and big cities, as well as in local level, that is village level, block level, and district level. Here by going through this flow chart, you can make yourself clear with Panchayati Raj system and the municipalities and municipal corporation. So thank you for watching this video. Again, I'll come with the third chapter in my next video. Till that time, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.